in the venue here. 9 years ago, we started down a journey, and we put a list of events that we knew we needed to bring to this park. And later, it's a missing puzzle. So on behalf of the board of the directors of the Utah State Fair and State Fair Authority, we welcome you to the Fair Park. And with no further ado, I'd like to introduce Brandon Graham, who is the X Games ESPN host. So Brandon, please join me in welcoming him.
Thanks, Larry. Yeah, as you heard, my name is Brandon Graham, and I've been fortunate enough to be a member of the X Games family since 2013. And it's been a privilege because I think I've had a front row seat via the broadcast booth for some of the most iconic moments in the history of the property. And I think that's what makes today and today's announcement so special. Because as I was talking with some of our athletes this morning, 2025, we are really ushering in a new golden era of the X Games. So without further ado, to formally make this groundbreaking announcement, I'd like to Well, obviously, we can't make today possible without some of the people sitting here. I love it. We got legislators on one side and the athletes on the other. It's like a battle is brewing here. But like I said, very important people on both sides have brought us here today, and I'd like to introduce, if we could, maybe a roll call. The group here on my right, your left, beginning with Salt Lake City Mayor Aaron Mendenhall, Salt Lake County Deputy Mayor Aaron Lidfack, Senator Scott D. Sandel, and Senator Luz Escamilla. I'd like to now hand it over to Mayor Mendenhall for a few remarks.
It's exciting to be here today. When I was 14 years old, the X Games got started, and my brother and I were building dirt jumps and taking my banana seat Schwinn. Wow, getting some real air, guys. I think you'd be pretty impressed. And waxing curbs at my elementary school to grind on my rollerblades. They don't let you grind on your rollerblades at those schools anymore because people much better than us came along who we worshiped watching the X Games. And here today, I get to stand here as the mayor of Salt Lake City and welcome the 30th anniversary year of the X Games in our city. It is a phenomenal time to be a Salt Laker. It's an even better time to be a sports fan in Salt Lake City. We just 7 months ago, we're excited to get the decision that we get to welcome the Olympic and Paralympic Winter Games in 2034. We have done our part to secure the Utah Jazz and the new NHL inaugural season for the next 30 years in the downtown core, and we're looking at a revitalization of sports, entertainment, culture, and convention with an incredible focus on what makes Salt Lake City so special, a big part of which is our passion for recreation. World-class skiing and snowboarding and hiking within minutes of most of our neighborhoods. This is who we are. And so to welcome the X Games as a part of the recreation that we don't just watch on TV, but we go outside and we figure out how to do in new ways across generations is a phenomenal fit for Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City and the X Games belong together, and this is an incredibly exciting announcement for us. We take our responsibility in that recreation theme as sports fans and also as those who sustain many of the parts of the environment that we rely on for the sports that we know and love. Salt Lake City is working with our partners at Rocky Mountain Power and other municipalities to 100% net renewable energy for every outlet, not only in this fair park, but every household and school and gas station in this entire city by 2030. That's a big step forward. And we've already taken over 80% of our municipal government electricity to solar just last year. Whether it's bus passes, more bike trails, interconnecting the city from east to west, we're investing in our people and their ability to not just appreciate the athletes who come with the X Games, but be participants themselves. Thank you for having us here today. X Games, thank you for trusting us and coming in. We can't wait to celebrate your talent.
Next up, I'd like to bring up City Deputy Mayor Litvak.
Looks like I've been promoted to the city. I'm with Salt Lake County. I just have to say I'm aging myself a little because my most extreme sport was tennis. We're thrilled to have the X Games in Salt Lake County because in addition to being able to welcome the world's top action sports athletes, we get to showcase our Utah unique spirit and deliver an unforgettable experience. Salt Lake County is a hub for outdoor adventure and action sports with world-class venues and vibrant culture that draws athletes and fans from all around the world. I think nothing more evident than that than bringing back the Olympics for a second time. Hosting the X Games is a testament to our reputation as a premier destination for events that inspire, energize, and unite communities. We can all use a little more uniting these days. Like the X Games competitors who will be here in June, we love sports. Year-round, indoor and outdoor recreation, activities and events are a priority for Salt Lake County residents. Because it's affordable, skateboarding has, not just because it's affordable, but it is an affordable activity that has grown here in Salt Lake County and all across the globe. It's so popular that you'll find skate parks, common features in many of our parks throughout the county. They're used frequently by people of all ages. You'd be surprised how many brave souls my age you see out there. Events like the X Games help contribute to tens of millions of dollars in a $5.8 billion economy here in Salt Lake County. It helps further Salt Lake as a vibrant year-round destination. And these millions of dollars help reduce property taxes for our residents and are reinvested in our community. One of the most recent examples of that reinvestment in our community is the implementation of the My County Rec Pass for Salt Lake County youth. This free pass gives teens and kids ages 0 to 18 access to our Salt Lake County recreation amenities, pools and ice rinks for free. Since we launched the My County Rec Pass in last June, nearly 69,000 youth have joined our program and used this pass more than 236,000 times. In addition to promoting health, well-being, and social connectedness, by removing barriers to recreation, we're increasing opportunities for all in Salt Lake County to experience teamwork, build self-confidence, and for many, perfect their sport and become world-class athletes. Hopefully, we'll be cheering some of those pass holders on at a future X Games. Salt Lake County is stoked, and I think it's cute that you think I can pull that word off, about this opportunity, and we look forward to the X Games in June. Welcome, and thank you so much for having us today.
Thank you very much. I'd like to now hand it over to Senator Sandel.
Thank you. What a really fun event to be here for. I'm State Senator Scott Sandel. I wear a couple of hats in this spot. First of all, I'm a member of the State Fair Board, and second, I chair the U-Fair district that will be responsible for the development through the State Fair Park and across the street through the Larry H. Miller properties. I just want to add my voice. Utah's a state of outdoor. It's a state of athletics. It's a state of sport, and we link arms when it comes to those things, and we're Utah. I can't tell you how grateful I am that we do that. To allow or have this spot be a center point for sports is something that we're excited about. As a member of the Fair Board, as a member of the U-Fair district, we hope that this continues to grow. We want this area in here to be known for sport. We're going to call it the Power District, and maybe it should be called the Power Sports District, but we're going to have some fun here. I'm extremely excited and looking forward to the opportunity to bring my kids and grandkids to see something that they've only been able to see on TV before. And we're going to see it here. We're going to see it live, and we're going to see it done like we only imagined we could do it. So we're happy that you're here. We're excited about this announcement, and quite honestly, we want to make this multi-year. So we're looking forward to it. Thank you.
And then finally, let's hand it over to Senator Escamilla.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the heart of Senate District 10. It's a pleasure for me to represent this great part of the city, and truly where all this incredible energy, no pun intended, to the Power District, but all the energy that's happening here regarding sports and the X Games. I mean, we all grew up with them. I'm certainly not an expert, but inline skating when I was in middle school and high school in San Diego was the only thing we could do there. So coming to Utah and now being able to see all of the other incredible sports through the X Games happening here in our backyard is going to be so much fun. I'm a resident of Rose Park, and this is our neighborhood. So I'm so excited also for the diversity in this district that's going to be able to enjoy in such a close place this incredible work and incredible athletes. And for the future pipeline of athletes that we are growing here in Utah, our children, it's the future. And so to see the state, both bipartisan, the good Senator Sandel and myself, we are in different parts of the aisle when it comes to other issues, but on sports, when it comes to welcoming the world, we are excited to be together, working together with the county, with the city, and the rest of the state of Utah. So welcome X Games. You guys are gonna love Utah. It's gonna be hot. It's not gonna be as cold as today, but you're gonna enjoy just the people and the way we embrace sports in the state. So thank you again, and excited to be part of this team. Thank you.
Get ready, we're coming. And I'm really privileged to introduce some of those athletes that are going to be here this summer. So again, just to echo what all of our friends said over there, on our side are just simply delighted to be here because we know this city and this state's rich history of sports and even action sports. So this is a really neat opportunity for us for sure. But I'd like to introduce some of my friends who are here with us next to our CEO, Jeremy Bloom. But I begin with truly one of the most influential skateboarders of all time, owner of multiple X Games gold medals, made history when at 13 he became the youngest gold medalist in X Games history, a true pioneer, the one and only Ryan Sheckler. Come on.
You don't want me to say anything? Yeah. Hi guys, super excited for the opportunity to come out to Salt Lake, and for me it's huge because I'm going to compete again. I've had a hiatus from competing for the last probably 5 years, and just dealing with injuries, skating street, and being in that world of skateboarding. And thank you to Jeremy and everybody that's behind the scenes at X Games right now, who sees the vision. And for me, the vision is getting the youth excited about competitive skateboarding, excited about skating street, getting out there, learning how to be okay with failing. Skateboarding is always about learning a new trick, and if you can get the youth, adults, anyone to realize that they'll try a trick 1,000 times before they get it, and they'll do it with zero hesitation. And so for me, I've always been trying to get people to understand that they can apply that to their everyday life. They can apply it to school. They can use skateboarding as an outlet to benefit and enrich their life. And that's what it's done for me. And I finally feel at a point where I'm excited to compete. I want to compete, and it's just such a blessing that X Games came back around, and X Games League coming out in 2026. I'm excited. So the next 2 years, for sure, I'll be competing, and I'll be at the X Games and trying to get back up on the podium. But thank you guys for allowing us to come here. I've spent a lot of years in Salt Lake. I've competed in Salt Lake many times, and what I do know is that the fans are the best. The fans are action sports fanatics. You guys support sports, and we're excited to come out here and give you guys a great show, and just really be accessible to the children and to the fans that show up to the events. So again, thank you very much. Cannot wait for summer.
That's like Michael Jordan announcing he's back. Look at that. I also want to introduce the other athletes that are here as well, including a fresh gold medal from 2024 X Games Ventura and BMX Park, 6-time world champion, truly the face of BMX Park right now, as well as a silver medal at the Tokyo Olympics, Hannah Roberts. And fresh off the plane, literally just landed, 2-time gold medalist from X Games Ventura in 2023 and 2024, gold medal in Japan, winner of 2 gold medals at the 2020 and 2024 Olympics, Keegan Palmer. So with that, I'd love to open it up to questions from the crowd, as I think we might have a microphone floating around. So if anyone has any questions for anyone, feel free. They're ready.
We don't bite. Come on, someone.
I don't know if there's a mic, but feel free to
Just yell at us. Yeah.
shout it out. Yeah.
Yeah, what can you tell me about this event in June? What sort of things that people will see? How can people, get tickets and all that stuff?
Yeah, so our summer events get 100,000 plus people over the sort of 3 days. And if you look at some of our previous events, we've sold out tickets. So we envision tickets starting to be sold in about a month's time. We'll announce that inside the community, of course. Places to buy that would be xgames.com. And like I said previously, you'll see the world's best BMX riders, you'll see the world's best skateboarders, and you'll see the world's best Moto X athletes. It is invite only, so it's pretty difficult. I think you guys would agree to get an invite to X Games. And so really every athlete you see here across the male and the females are truly best in the world. So those are the three sports that you'll see. I will also say it will be live on ESPN and ABC, and also streaming live on Roku.
How are you honoring the 30th anniversary at this event?
The question was, how are we going to honor the 30th year anniversary? We have a pretty big video catalog of the last 30 years that we're going to package different features around. We're going to invite back a lot of the legends from the past that helped build this iconic brand. And I think it'll be a great opportunity for fans of all different ages to be able to interact with people that were probably iconic as they were growing up. And we're also going to use it as a jumping off point to highlight where we're going for the future with the league and the draft and the cities that we'll go to in 2026. And so, you know, for us in the 30s and 40s and 50s age groups, it'll be a lot of nostalgia, looking back at some of those moments, like Levi LaValle doing a backflip on a snowmobile, which nobody thought was possible, or Pastrana jumping his motorcycle into the bay. You know, just all these really iconic moments that help to put X Games not just on the map, but scale it to the heights of the biggest action sports brand in the world, and sort of revered around the globe. I think the other thing worth mentioning, it really is a global brand. I mean, we'll have people come in town from all over the world. We have athletes, of course, from all over the world as well. So it'll be a global gathering here at the State Fair Park in June. I'll ask a question for you, Keith. What are you most excited about?
I would say something that I'm really excited about is we did the Vance Park series at the skate park right over there a long time ago, and I remember that being a lot of fun, you know. So I'm excited to just be with my friends here again because there's a lot of cool stuff to do. We ended up going to the bull riding that's right outside right here. That was a lot of fun, let me tell you. What else did we do? There's just a bunch of fun stuff here, you know. There's some of the best snowboarding, too, in the world here as well. And, yeah, dude, there's a bunch of things I'm excited to see. Just excited to see more events for us, honestly. So that's the really cool part.
And Hannah, you I hear there's a rumor you may be moving to Salt Lake. Maybe you could talk about that.
Yeah, I'm moving here in 2 weeks. I'll be living in Salt Lake County. So I'm super excited about that. I absolutely love the county. We were here every other week for almost 6 months straight training for the Olympics last year. And fell in love with the area, fell in love with Core Park. And I don't think anybody at X Games knew that I was moving before you guys asked me to be here. So it's pretty cool. But Salt Lake's a lovely area, and I'm honored and, you know, grateful that you guys picked me to do this. But you know, for all the other riders coming in, BMX freestyle, and especially, I mean, people love this place. It's all the parks and all the activities that you could do outside. Like, that's what I'm excited about, and I know that a lot of my friends are too. So, yeah, thank you guys.
Build it and we will come. See that? Ryan, I have a question for you. You have obviously, you're the elder statesman of the group. You've been competing at X since 2003. So you've gotten to see some incredible host cities, from Los Angeles to Austin, Minneapolis, and then globally, we've gone all over the world together. Yep. But what is it about X Games and just what it brings? You've skated in every contest there is to skate, but what is it about the X Games property that just brings something extraordinary out in every place we go?
Yeah, I think X Games for me has always been super special because I get to hang out with athletes in other sports. It's how I created my relationship with the BMX riders, with the freestyle riders, back when they did rallycross. Like, I was able to go to practice, skate my event, and then go straight to Mega Ramp or straight to freestyle or BMX Big Air. Like, you would just have such a packed 3 days. Like, for me as a competitor, I'm still there as a spectator. Like, I want to get done with my event so I can go watch my friends compete and chase their dreams to get, you know, on the podium and eventually get a gold. For me, X Games has always been my Olympics. You know, we do have Olympic athletes up here, and I never got to go to that. So for me, I took every X Games as serious as what I thought Olympics should be. So there's just a different atmosphere about the X Games. There's a different atmosphere about the crowd that shows up, and you get signs out in the crowd, and the stadium is full, and you can feel the energy. And as a competitive skateboarder, that's what fuels me to try tricks that I normally wouldn't do. When the crowd is going crazy and they got your back and they're lifting you up, that's when we've seen the most iconic moments in action sports history. It's when the crowd gets involved. So coming here to Salt Lake, I already know how you guys are as a crowd. It's incredible. So I would expect to see some groundbreaking athletic ability when X Games comes to town. And I know we're all excited. I hope it's not snowing. And I know it won't be, but I came from California this morning thinking that it was going to be like not snowing here. I don't know what I was thinking, but I can't wait. I can't wait to come back for summer. I can't wait to compete again, and it feels like an honor to actually be invited to X Games. And yeah, this will be going on 22 years of being a part of the X Games. So I'm ready.
Great. Any other questions from media for either side?
Well, I do have a question for our senators and mayors here, real quick. Just, you know, we talk about what an exciting time it is to be in Salt Lake City in Utah. I think, God, probably you can count it on one hand, the amount of cities that have everything you guys currently have going on, right? The Olympics announcement, today's announcement, Jazz won last night over my Lakers, Utah Hockey Club. So I'm just thinking everything that's transpired probably within the last calendar year. Can you guys sense a tangible energy with the citizens of just knowing that there's just great stuff on the horizon here?
Yeah, and you see it in the way that Utahns show up for the sports. You saw it when we first welcomed the Coyotes team as the new Utah hockey team. They flew them in. There was tons of youth at the airport waiting to greet them. They didn't expect that. And then sold out Delta Center with people, thousands of people waiting outside hoping to get in just to welcome them and cheer them onto the stage. And that hasn't stopped. We have been growing through a pandemic economically. Our population downtown is doubling this year since just 2020. And we're the fastest growing state in the nation. Our economy's the strongest in the nation, 17 years running as a state, and so it's not a coincidence, I think, that you're seeing this confluence of leveling up in Salt Lake City and in the state of Utah right now. It's been growing a long time, and there's a lot of purpose and passion, and my great colleagues here reflect a lot of that. This isn't like, you know, the Olympics bumped into us a couple years ago and we're like, we should get back together. It wasn't like that. It was 20 years in the making. And but I think all of those parts, like the livability that Hannah talked about, the access to recreation, both summer and winter recreation, the community sense in Salt Lake City is amazing, and it's drawing in a lot more attention from the outside world.
So yeah, just quickly, when we first started talking about bidding for the next Olympics Games, 80% of our population stood up and said, yes, we want that. That just doesn't happen across the world even. And we link arms with, no matter what political side you may be on, we want to welcome the world, whether that's for X Games, which we certainly do, or the Olympics, or whether it's our college sports teams and our professional sports teams. We love sport in this state, and we really are happy. Every time somebody says, hey, we're coming, we're like, welcome.
And if I can just add to the mayor's, comments, and the good senator, just during the summer, in October actually, we welcome 2 professional baseball league teams from Mexico. The Bees were welcome in, and it was the last game that was played in the iconic ballpark, venue. And so we welcome literally the world. And it was packed, by the way, 17,000 people in 2-day event. So it's the diversity that we embrace in every sport, in every community, that I think is why all Utahns support this. So there's no controversy when we are bringing groups and professional teams, because everyone gets excited. And I think everybody values just the economic impact, but also for our children, that they know that in their backyard this is happening, and all of them can have an access to be, all these athletes. I mean, it's their dream, and sports certainly make a big difference, and those outcomes for those children.
And just add one more thing, a testament to our community is just even the upkeep and the maintenance and the inclusion of our Olympic venues since we hosted the event in 2002. It's been something we've been highlighting since the games left. So you feel that spirit here all the time, and we still hear stories. I still hear stories every time I walk into my aunt's house. She was a volunteer at the games in 2002. There's this huge, beautiful picture of all the fireworks on the final night, and she's got all her pins framed in this gigantic frame. She's so proud of that, and you see that everywhere you go in Salt Lake, just people, that memory that they share with folks. And just to piggyback on what Mayor Mendenhall said about our recovery as a community, in the convention industry, we're the owners of the convention center. We have a branch called Sports Salt Lake, and we work very closely with our Utah Sports Commission. Everybody's dedicated to bringing sport here at every level, and there's that commitment to make those things happen and to bring our youth and our athletes to those experiences, to share what that means, drive that level of competition, and keep people engaged in healthy, productive activities in our community. So I think it's everything from that recreation level all the way up to the pinnacle of the Olympic Games, and keeping that alive as a spirit here in Salt Lake County and Salt Lake City.
Thanks so much. I don't know, any other questions? Oh, we got one right here. Go ahead.
My question is for Senator Sandel. You said you wanted to make this multi-year. Can you expand on that?
Yeah, so right now we're on a 1-year contract, and I looked at these guys and I said, hey, let's partner up. Let's make this so successful that we're here every year. So we want that to happen. We'll do our best. People, enjoy this.
Yeah, so especially as we head to 2026 and we take our event around the world, we want to do long-term partnerships with cities, because we see it as a great opportunity, in fact, our responsibility to get immersed into the communities, because we want to inspire the next generation of athletes. So we want to do school programs. We want to partner with the city to build skateboard parks, BMX tracks, Moto X tracks, so that when the youth comes in June and the next 8-year-old, 9-year-old gets inspired, we want them to have the programs to participate in our events. We want them to have the venues, the coaching, and the sort of the framework. And so we are thinking very long-term, and we also hope to be in Salt Lake for many, many years to come, and we're having those conversations now, and look forward to continuing those.
Great. Anyone else? All right. Well, thank you everyone for coming out. I believe everyone should be available for one-on-ones after this. We're going to do a couple of photo ops, and then available for one-on-ones. But thanks again to everyone for making their time out here. One more big hand for X Games in Salt Lake City. We are so excited to be here in June. Thank you guys.